Nyame asundwe enka ye nyina. Adofo nyame asundwe enka mo. Yebefi ene dwumadie na so nyame agya oba ene hon konkrin di mu. Amen. Pacho mesre na ya ewe chire nyina abayanim. Ye nyina yemra yanim fefe na program no enye kama. Munsro. Oh, mente voice in the ye. Munsro. Yaf. Fellowship in Christ. Why PG? Amen. The world we find ourselves is getting very complicated. And in this modern era, the more the world gets complicated, the higher risk it becomes. And for that matter, we need much education in order to also match to whatever is pertained in this world. So today marks very good opportunity for you and I for such a fantastic program put together by Men's Fellowship, YAF, and YPG. So when you are just saying ne enumero ha mpacho bonsem kesiye she nyamedie no nyam. Amen. Pacho nyina be sori ye gina ho na ya to ye ntwi nwom. Yesu di enkan na kire ye nkwan. Pacho be sori ye gina ho ahobrasie mu. Yesu di enkan na kire ye nkwan. Ma ye nye ni chidam. Se no kware esuafo tombe so yesa na ya fo da se akwentu no ye ahomete na yehu amani pia ma ye woda na ye mo ye bra te se merima but mesa ho brasim na yatena se ebesi entia se na ye de ho ahye nyame ensa nidi kan be de nyame ase ahye ne din enu nyam se enne ye sori anopai Yankopon boy ye ho ban hwe ye nkra ne ye honam so e de akoye nnwuma so e de abehia mu wo ha patwe mo mpaye ne ye nda nyame ase waboy ye ho ban ye ne ye busua ye namfofo adwuma ye koye ohwe ye nkra ne ye honam so wamfa ye nko ohaw owuo esan anase amanimu sa no manyina wayi ye afiri mu wakrakra wo ye ne ntaban kese ne so ode abedu ha asomdwe mu Yemo ni din kesiye no na yenda na se esanse wa yebi amaye wa yebi amaye yenhye ni din anuonyam yenhye ni din anuonyam ose abri na abri nyina ose yetumi eda na se mo ne yekoso ada na se no na na hine ni so eye kesiye na obekoso aye amaye sanse so yebi maye ya yenya no na mom yegira na asem no so eda na se ewo Yesu din mu danyame ase ema wabusua unuanom onamfofo se wahwe oso koso na danase se wawowa o woni taban kese no wa bedu ha ene anwumre se yemetie na asem ne ntumi moayen wo ya brabo mu se na meka ye no de we wiase eko no ye nya education bi se ya ebema ye no ma aka akire no bi se ehu hia ma ye pa ye danyame ase danyame ase se wawowa o de wa bedu ha ene anwumre Bible says ye kase ye ni bone ane ye dada ye ho ye kasam ye na motuo mu akwahoro bebre so ho a ye di bone ni nyina bi ompokra ye hu ye be stress ye mo mpae ne nka nkyia me se onfa ye mfom so emfiri ye na onsan twe ye bata ne ho biem ono ankasa enhohoro ye ho pe isanse ye ba ne nim a se etumi ba ne nim kronkron ohoro ye akoma mu na onhye ye den ohoro ho pe wo Yesu Kristo din mu ya adwen mu ono ankasa emfa ye bone enche ye na onsan twe ye bata ne ho biem e wo Yesu Kristo din mu yɛda me ase sɛ ɔde yɛn bɔne akyɛ yɛn ɛnɛ anwummere yɛda no ase sɛ ɔde yɛn bɔne wahu yɛn mmɔbɔ na ɔde yɛn bɔne akyɛ yɛn wame yɛngu wɔ yɛn bɔne mu ɔsɛ abere bi a ɛbɛpae mu aka yɛn bɔne no ɔno nyame no yɛ nokwarefoɔ no tini ni sɛ ɔde yɛn bɔne bɛfiri yɛn na wasan atwe yɛn abata ne ho biem ɛwɔ yesu din mu yɛda no ase yɛda no ase yɛda no ase yɛda no ase bible sɛ baabi a banu anaa bɛsɛ ahyia wɔ yesu din mu na ɔno ankasa ɛka yɛn ho saa mmere yɛmmɔ mpayɛ ne yɛnto yɛn nsa mfrɛ nkronkron ne sɛ ɔmmɛhyɛ yɛn ma ɛwɔ yesu kristo din mu ɔmmɛsiesie yɛn pɛ ɔmmɛsiesie yɛn pɛ ɔmmɛhohoro yɛn akoma mu ɔno ankasa mɛbue yɛn adwene mu ɔmmɛbue yɛn adwene mu ne yɛkɔ so atu dwumadie no ahyɛ nyame nsa ɛto nnwom sɛ yesu ɛni yɛn kan na ɔnkyerɛ yɛn kwan ɔno ankasa ɛmɛkasa nkyerɛ yɛn deɛ ɔma yɛn ɛnnɛ anwummere yi sɛ yɛbɛsua biribi ne yɛtumi de abɔ yɛn bra in this modern era ɛnɔɔma ɛkɔ n'anim a ɛwɔ sɛ ne mma nso tumi sua biribi na yɛtumi de bɔ bra ma yɛ kristo som no adi mu no yɛmmɔ mpaeɛ sɛ nkronkron ɛmɛka yɛn ho mɛwowa yɛn yɛbɔ mpaeɛ agyae ɛkasafoɔ no akɔ nyame anim acp dr gustav patwɛ yɛmmɔ mpaeɛ ne yɛnya ne nkɔ nyame anim ɛsɛ sɛ nkronkron ankasa ɛmfa ne mu ɛnyɛ nnoɔma soronko wɔ yesu din mu ɔnkasa ɛnkyerɛ yɛn fa yɛn papa yi mu ɛwɔ yesu din mu ɔnhyɛ ne den ɔnhyɛ ne den ɔnhyɛ ne den ɛnɛ pa bi ɔde atua ne mu sɛ nna anwummere menu mmienu yɛbɛnya biribi afi mu no nyame ɛmfa yɛn papa yi so na ɔnda n'adi soronko ɛnkyerɛ ɛwɔ yesu kristo din mu yɛda wase nyamie yɛda wase oh yɛda wase nyamie yɛda wase yɛda wase yɛda wase yɛda wase nyamie yɛda wase nyamie yɛda wase ɔkyerɛ nyame ase sɛnea yɛka no ɛnna anwummere yi watie ne nyinaa na ɔbɛyɛ so ama yɛ wɔ yesu kristo din mu ɔsɛ biribiara yɛbɛka yɛde gyidie ɛbɛdi akyire no ɔno nyame ɛbɛyɛ ama yɛn ɔbɛma no bam ɛwɔ yesu kristo din mu yɛnda n'ase yɛnda n'ase yɛnda n'ase yɛnda n'ase yɛgyidi sɛ nnɛ anwummere so ɔbɛhyɛ ne ho anuonyam na mpo ansa ne yɛbɛfiri ha akɔ no na menu mmienu yɛnyɛ biribi mu aso a yɛde bɛbɔ yɛn bra na ma yɛabrabɔ asi yɛn yie na ma ɔman ghana atu mpɔn akɔ n'anim yɛnda nyame ase yɛnda nyame ase sɛ wɔatie yɛn mpaebɔ ɛnnɛ anwummere ɛwɔ yesu kristo din mu yesu din mu yɛbɔ mpae wɔ nyame agya ɔba ɛne nkronkron din mu amen munsuro yaf yaf no yɛka na sɛ mu ayɛ din so yaf wɔ ha yaf ɛmɛ sɛ binom nam kwan sɛ ɔba amen why pg service all the way samre yɛ nyinaa de ahokeka ne nsɛmbɔ kɛseɛ ɛbɛhyia vessels from ypg na ɔma bɛdi yɛnimu very briefly in praises and adoration, very hot ones. Patreon for some book is here, Asia YPG vessels.
Hallelujah. Please, would just want to worship the name of the Lord. Amen. So if you want to be on your feet, you can be on your feet. Amen. Wo chenara nyamie wo chenara nyamie wo chenara nyamie wo chenara won chenara wo chenara nyamie wo chenara nyamie wo chenara nyamie Oyo nyami okama fo
Osam Kesiama YPG vessels. Thank you very much. God bless you. Sami Yebetu and Sa Afre Papa Irenchina. Abema a words of exhortation.
For Asumjane Kamuina Asumjane Inkayina Asamni Yetia, Adia Yenina, Yenim, Nene, Yerekai, Yahoo, the care. Asama me fine or me fan or Matthew, Etienum, Inchichemudunan, Kosi Edunsia. Matthew, Etienum, Chichemudunan, Ecosidunsia. Presbyterian, Asafuama Yahu say, Afina, no, say Christ is the light of the world. Christ is the light of the world. And our victory, and so, yes, year 2022 is my year to shine. Matthew Asempa Etienum Chichemudunang ne ese. Moni wiase hang Kroa eda bepo so ntumi hintaw. Na won sakania mfa nhye okro ase. Na mom bodi sikania dua so. Na ahran ama won a wowo odan no mu nyina. Sara na momma mo kanea nhyiren nipa anim na wahu mo ne ye pa na wahyemo agya a owo osoro no anuonyam. Amen. Yesu se mo ma kanea nhyiren mo ne wiase han ya dum bi keke na ne me ne won so yabeka ewiase han fo no so enye by accident Yonyame na dom na odi adom yen na se yenya sa adom ya so ate se yede sie ate se yede hye yen ho o se won fa kanea nhye okrowase na mom odi sikanea dua so na ahyeran wodam wo manipa nyina na kyese ate se adom no ana kanea na ahyeran wo yen so no yama ho ba mfaso manipa nyina asembisa ne se so wo kanea no mfaso bi wo so wo hyeran ana ya asafo mai yibebi se asafo no mu mmura bempo na wode boa na amanipa hu wo hyeran na wo hyeran so wo mfiase ya de a enne America wo se ebra so se wo fiase na wo hyeran esan se kanea no wo mu yemfiase mfa kanea no o hyeran na wo Awurade de adom ya na yemfa nya adwuma yesese nya han ne nya bawo mu a eyi ehu eyi timidity eyi ohaw biara ama wutumi ye adwuma akokoduro ne nyansa so ama me yemfa yen kanea no enhye okro na se na mo me yemfa nsi kanea dua so se ne be ye nipa nyina benya so mfa so enya safo no mu nko atoda bia abusua ye wom even the immediate family no kra no papa e wa asaso a na mofra gwan akɔhye dem papa ekodema na mofra gwan abasa so papa na ye kakai e wo fie ho mama nso tumi ye saa moma ye nkane a nhire mpatam a yete moma ye ma won hu se yiw papa samasi ne ho bon Kristo mama samasi ne ho bon Kristo na mom twa ne wanye twan na me kwa asɔraba eno de na kanea no nhyiren e wo mu ye yenkoso ne ye mo ye kanea nhyiren na nipa nyina hu se yiw ya fa Kristo na ya fa ne yie yeso no mu ne yeso no mu yie ye den redi dwuma ahoro e ma hye Kristo anuonyam wo kan 15 na ni say na wo sokanea mfa nhye okrowase na mmom wode sikanea dua so ma ahyeran ama nipa a wo odan no mu ni nyina anya ho ma odan no mu ni nyina eyi nti yamo modern se yebema nipa anya yen so mfaso ewo opampa bi a Awurade de yen afa so etere bi a enye yesusu se eyesika nkwa na ya ade nyina da bi yen ahoden yen nyansa yen nimdie etumi ye niama bebre ekuwa awom se women fellowship ubetuma ye adwuma bi se wo yaf ubetuma ye adwuma bi se wo YPG ubetuma ye adwuma bi ɛnyɛ sɛ wɔde wobɛyɛ executive member nko ansa na watumi ayɛ biribi ama wo so abamfa so ama wo kuw anaa wasafo anaa wabusua mpo wo man a wowɔ mu w'adwuma a wowɔ mu no ma nipa hu sɛ papa me ne ne yɛ adwuma yi me boss kanea bi ɛwɔ no so na ɔno nso nsua biribi mfi wo hɔ mfa nyɛ adwuma bra Saul ehyia Kristo no ɔsesan ɔbɛyɛ Paul na ɔyɛ adwuma kyɛn no adikanfo no nyinaa ɛno nti sɛ wo nso saa kanea no aba wo so a ɛte sɛ wo nso woyɛ nam woyɛ hyew na woyɛ adwuma kyɛn adikanfo a mpo wobɛto wɔn menim sɛ yɛde Onyankopɔn mmoa bɛyɛ sa na sɛ adwuma yi yɛdi na ahyɛ no Kristo nankasa ne din anuonyam bo Nyame ɔyɛ agya Nyame ɔyɛ ɔba ɛne Honhom Kronkron ne din mu amen ɛdamos yɛbɔbɔ mpae yɛkɔ so de yɛn ho hyɛ wo nsa ɔkra nipadua ɛne honhom nyinaa papa adwuma yɛbɛbɛdi wanka yɛn ho a yɛntumi nyɛ ɛno nti yɛsɛ bɛdi yɛn kan na ɛnhyɛ wo din anuonyam Kristo nti amen
Bonsam Kesiema, your papa, men's vice president. And some bonus a Mantini, Yame, and Shrao. And you may, papa, I may assume, say a Christophe, say Adumbi, a son of soa, also Maunia and your day, in your home and faso. Amen. Or says ye saw Kania na, me and Fakania name share. Table ase yɛfa kanea ne nsi baabi ɛbɛhyerɛn na obiara nso ayɛ den ahu bi nyame ayɛ wadom na wabɛhu nyame a yɛsrɛ sɛ abere ne abere nyinaa yɛne yɛnnuanom yɛnam fofoɔ yɛfie yɛyere ne yɛmmanom yɛne ɔmo nkyɛ nyame ɛbɛkɔ so aboa yɛn na n'asɛm no mu bɛkɔ so atrɛtrɛ adu baabi bebree wɔ Yesu din mu yɛ papa yɛda wase nyame ɛnhyira wo Okase amen kesiye pa. Yaf no asemi husu you. So yafo Yaf fellowship in Metiniana. Okay, and yenko YPG Musro amen. Enche yempanyifo no aba enche omode enne dwumadi botai nti amenu mie no yehie mu ha enne anwumre yempanyifo no e de bebre yen se yehwe in this modern era say na medi kan ye no the world is becoming very complex, very complex, but say air complex and so the world is also becoming in a nice and easy way for things to happen. And I'm a boy. Say, see, I'm a family phone here. Make you free be over US. Na me na kasa. Come. And can it na? Yes, I say I was also place order no ABA and then you shall be say 1 week and 2 weeks. And so what you need to kasa. And yes, sir. And then you may drum. Bibia economy because of technology. And che yempenyi for no ba bie sa no man nyina so ama ye kama and then market edwa ye di kra ye di dwan kakra na no madam fu bia me koto bag won ho we fia no ka kire me se o nyame adom beto bag no me fi ho call ya wanya order from Tamale obi nso order 40 pieces to send this kind of man is about 4,600 na me say Otifio, but 4,600. Omi a shop. Kesi bia obebia. Wanya sikano kusu. Wadi egu ni mobile money. Ene muaye de. Yetumi be a shop crowd or phone so anameboa. Ene bete nsem. Ye be stress se na dwumadi ene te no. Ye papa no be man bibia kama na ye osi yehu. Ye bie kwan for questions. Yes, sir, it's a very good opportunity for us. Because it's happening every day. So people are losing money. People are losing money. A whole lot of things are happening. We are losing money, and also households are being, like a whole lot of things are going on. That is, even though the good aspect is there, but the bad aspect too is also going somewhere altogether. Samri ahobrasiemu yenyina de nsembo kese ebehia yem papa Mr. Dako Yeboa eye men's fellowship president eye ekueku e wasafu imu nyina ye president papa ye gya bibia hye wonsa na wada eye mpanyifo anom bi de dwumadie no edi akire yen ene yensem mo nsem kese bi ma ye papa.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I'll have to speak English because of what I have in front of me. I have the singular honor to introduce the speaker for today. And I must confess that we are privileged to have a very experienced cyber crime expert. I would say he's the most sought after person so far as cyber crime is concerned in the country, the whole of Ghana. So we are privileged to have him here in our midst. And with that much ado, I'll move on to introduce him. He is married with 3 children. He is a member of the National Cyber Security Technical Working Group, the chairman of AFIPOL Technical Working Group on Cybercrime. He is also the chairman of African Heads of Cybercrime Unit Conference. I repeat, he is also the chairman of African Heads of Cybercrime Unit Conference. Apart from that, he is also an adjunct lecturer at UPSA, GIMPA, and KNUST, and Accra Institute of Technology. He teaches information security, digital forensics, and entrepreneurship in computing, information systems audits, and cyber laws. He obtained a PhD in computer science and technology from the University of Electronic Science and Technology, China. He is currently the director, Cybercrime Unit and Digital Forensics Lab of the Ghana Police Service. And he is an assistant commissioner of police. He is in the person of Dr. Herbert Gustav Janssen. Yeah, Doc, your audience. Thank you. Let me give you this first. Right. Oh, you can speak both. You can miss it. Yes, you can miss it. And you have your big menu. You have one. You type this one here.
Hallelujah. Now, I'm not too sure whether I should speak English or I should mix it, eh? Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, I think I'll still follow all the protocols that have been defined here and say good evening to everybody. I hear very senior colleagues of mine are here, so I'll give them I'm not too sure who they are, but I've been informed there is a deputy commissioner here and an assistant commissioner here as well. I throw them salute. Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. How are you, sir?
I'm excellent.
How are you, sir? Good to see you, sir. Anyway, wherever we are, we have to acknowledge the presence of our big guys. We thank God for our lives. And today, usually when I'm about when I want to talk about cybercrime, what I do is I try to just talk just a little from my side, and then usually the questions from you would help me delve deeper into issues. Otherwise, if I talk to you and I don't tell you what you want to hear, then it doesn't make it exciting, and it doesn't make it interactive as well. So we'll be mixing everything. I can speak Ga, I can speak Fanti. So these are the two main languages. Anyway, so to start, I know most of you will be wondering what is cybercrime and all that, so I'll just give you some brief history, then I delve deeper into it. Our great-grandfathers have always had it relatively easier as compared to our time. At that time, I believe that you just go into the forest, go and see some mangoes, pluck some, come and eat, and then you come and sleep. But as time went on, we realized that anyama is where you say every time we didn't talk, so we may not be able to get some food to eat. So we learned how to do agriculture. Then gradually machines came in, and today we have computers. The computers have now become part of our society today, and we use them for almost everything. I'll just try to summarize some of the few things that we use our computers for. Are you doing mobile money today? We are playing games. My children play games with their auntie in the US whilst here. And then we watch movies, we shop online today. My good friend was saying people don't even have shops today, yet they are able to do business. Now the telcos are even not happy with us, the telecommunication companies, because we are not more doing internet, we are not international calls. Now all we do is WhatsApp call, and then we call somebody and we are okay. So the telecoms are not happy. We are no more doing by the fireside anymore. I believe the senior ones amongst us will know about Chaskele and all that. Now we are no more doing all those. We are playing our games online, chatting online, sending emails to our bosses, doing Zoom calls from all angles, everywhere in the world. So basically our world has changed. Why has it changed? Currently, all computers are not standing alone. No computer stands alone and is able to do any better thing. I always say, let's just use our phones. If we have a phone where it is not connected to the internet or any telecommunication company, what is the use of it? Probably take some pictures, maybe do some calculator, and then I don't even know my account. What do you there? I said where there? Time. Okay. Time. Nice. What the better time? Now we are not there at all. So network has brought our computers to be very, very useful today. But as you can see from the picture, we are all connecting from different parts of the world, and therefore it is making us do a lot of the things that we are able to do. We are using them for very serious business. Our electricity is well connected now, and therefore anything that happens in any part of the world, ECG is able, or of Ghana, ECG is able to tell, and they are able to curb it. Unlike previously, 3 days, no, it's because of the network. We have our planes that are landing safely because we are monitoring them and not making sure that they are not crashing in the air. So ICT has come a long way. Recently, there was a cable, underground cable break, and there was no internet. And the whole world, particularly me, I felt like the whole world has come to an end. As I wouldn't internet, I wouldn't mean yashay. But that is the way our world has now become. Everything is changing. Now we have Internet of Things, where we are connecting our fridges onto the internet. It's not very common in Ghana, but in the Western world it's very, very common, where you have the internet connecting to your fridges. Your wife will be cooking and watching YouTube, playing music, watching movies. When you are in the grocery shop, then you watch your fridges through your mobile phone. And then when you are in the office, you are monitoring your cameras at home on your mobile phone. This is how far we have gone, because it's bringing convenience to us. I've talked about the social media already. We are doing cloud computing today, and we are able to do so many things because our data is on the cloud somewhere. And therefore, we are able to do a lot of things that hitherto we are unable to do. Why am I talking about all this? It is because it is giving us convenience, connectivity. But as it is happening so, what is happening is that your computer is connecting to so many devices, and therefore it opens you up for anybody to perpetrate any crime against you. That is the way it is. Because you are here, you are connecting to the US, you are connecting to your mobile money is connected, your bank is connected, the internet is there, you are connecting to it. So as you are connecting, you are also opening up yourself, and therefore we are likely going to see a lot of crimes being perpetrated against us. In Ghana, for example, currently we have the current population of Ghana is about 31 million, and we have almost about 41 million phones in Ghana, because I'm using 2 phones and you are also using 2. So we are adding up to the numbers. So even though our children, our babies are part of the 31 million, we still have a lot of phones that are getting connected. So meaning that Ghana is also, we have about almost 50% of our population connected to the internet currently. Social media is also part of it. It's increasing every day, and the average person in Ghana has got about 6 social media accounts averagely, because we are everywhere. The Ghana Digital Agenda by the President has also now expanding our digital access. So why am I saying all this? What it means is that our connectivity is increasing, and therefore we are likely going to be affected by cybercrime, all because of technology. So if that is the case, then we should get ready for cybercrime. It is obviously going to happen, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. There are so many cyber crimes that we record today. Fraud is usually number 1. Unfortunately, I'll give you the statistics, and then you'll be able to tell what the real situation is in Ghana. Fraud is number 1. We have charlatanic adverts where adverts are put out there, and then fake adverts that are put out there, inviting people for jobs and all that. Fake news is also on the increase. We have website defacements. We have unauthorized access. Unauthorized access, an example could be hacking. We have people taking over systems and not allowing them to use. So for example, this your network here, I believe that it is networked some way, somehow. You could take over your network here and then you will not be able to use your systems. We also have money laundering. The money laundering that used to be a physical activity where people steal money and launder it into something else. Now it is happening on the cyberspace. Just last week, a bank had its system hacked into, and almost 10 million Ghana cedis was moved onto 6 mobile SIMs, and they are all merchant SIMs. We have arrested almost about 6 of them, and all they are saying is somebody told them they were buying bitcoins. Maybe for those of you who are familiar with it, buying bitcoins. But the question is that, can we buy Bitcoin of about 400,000 or 1 million Ghana cedis at a go? We want convenience, so that is what is going to happen. At a go, somebody buys 1 million Ghana cedis worth of Bitcoins. It is just not appropriate. So that is the challenge that we have when it comes to cybercrime. So there are so many forms of fraud. We have fraud, we have shopping scams, we have bank-related mobile money, the usual 419 that we know in the past, rent fraud, vehicle fraud, identity fraud. People steal others' identity and use it to perpetrate fraud. Flight tickets, even flight tickets. People want to buy flight tickets at a very cheaper price. Instead of buying it for, let's say, $2,000, you can have it for about $400. And it is happening online. So if you want to travel, people go online. People steal these tickets online, and then they sell it very cheap. And they are just online. They are faceless. Nobody sees them. And then we have online trading. Recently, there was this Forex online trading. Now the youth are getting crazy about it. The usual Forex that we know, the Forex trade, foreign exchange trade, now it is online, and some websites are claiming that they can give a lot of interest, and they are giving 50% interest every week, and our youth are there. Is it feasible that you get 50% interest on investments? Of course not. The 419s, the bank-related, there are many, unfortunately, because of time, but as we go on, I believe that you will have questions and we'll get there. And then mobile money schemes, so many of them, so many. One of the very interesting ones is the police arrest schemes, where that one was perpetrated against my own cousin, and luckily we were able to arrest the guy. She was there. In fact, she's my grandmother is a prophet, and so somebody called him from outside the country. I said, "Oh, conscience so and so nebani one." I say, "Oh, me amini." Say, 10 years ago, me ma o ma me ho, bompai ma me kwa brochire bibia yeye. My nipa boni ni my friend koda. Nti sisi are me baga na me de cars eba me de nyama bebre eba nti catch lady say enche obehu me so sem papa ye betwen. 2 weeks after wafre maba be do airport ba me kosra me ma me wo sunyane nti se me fi ho a me ba na me de mo cars no abrem so sem papa. 3 days later I say me ba me do me see man no. Then after an hour I say me were in between Kumasi and Sunyani. Na police ache me. Say me use DV plates. Na my year entries be inti. Mami 3,000 na. Me from my police for na. Me ba. Me nis kapo me dollars in quantity. That is first 3,000 gone. Then 1 hour later, he said the police searched him and found a pistol on him. Until the police are demanding another 3,000. Our friend sirens is so police at channel. Nina said a siren that just were recording until on no casana or so just to make you believe that something is happening. Then another 1,000 to sort some one ASP who is very difficult. And that's a meeting. Until I see you cooling it down. And see 1,000. So eventually 7,000 gone. Until now the man is ready and is coming. I train us and then over bar. Until anyone in number. So it is happening every day. At the cybercrime unit, you cannot see the figures, but you can see from 2016 till 2021, we have never seen any decrease in cybercrime rates. So it means, and like I told you, because of the wider connectivity, it is not going to step down any soon. And we have, that is why the Cybersecurity Center was set up. And luckily, from 2018, you can see 35 million from 2016, 69 million from 2017. 2018, we had 105. And then on and on, we had a very drastic reduction in 2019. 2020, we saw a slight increase. And then last year, we saw another slight increase. So at least there is an improvement in the amount lost, but the numbers are still increasing. So which means hitherto, if we were having people being defrauded of, let's say, 10 million Ghana cedis, now it has reduced to probably, let's say, 1 million Ghana cedis. So that is the meaning of the statistics there. The figures there are not so visible, but these are the cases that have been reported to us. The extreme left, that is the tallest bar there, is fraud. So it means, and this trend has been there for the last 6-7 years, where we have fraud consisting of about 50% of the number of cases that we receive. It is always within the range of 45 to 55% of our cases. What it means is that me and you, we are gullible. We believe anything that we are told, because with fraud, it's all about deception. And that is what it means. It means if we are able to work on ourselves, we'll reduce cybercrime by 50%. We also have digital extortion. Digital extortion is trying to blackmail somebody, taking money from the person. And usually, currently, they use either sexual images, and in the past it was our females, because they are taking nude pictures of themselves and sending to either their boyfriends. And usually it is the females that people are interested in. Unfortunately, that is the way it is. But now it has changed. Now the trend is on men. The trend is that usually a very beautiful girl is on Facebook, he sends you hi, and then you also accept. You are chatting with this lady, you move it, they move it to WhatsApp, and then the next thing is that one day you'll be there, the lady will just call you, video call, you open, you pick up the call, and it is a lady with all the private area opened, and naturally you are tempted to watch for some time, so that if the grace is able to speak to you, then you can take your eyes off. But our men are unable to take their eyes off. Then they screenshot the activity. So you see a very big man, maybe an MP, watching the private part of a lady, and the picture is captured and posted online. So now our men are getting very vulnerable these days, and getting victims to some of these crimes. So you can see that the next one is digital crimes. And then the third one, you can see one also here, which is fake Facebook accounts that people are creating. They create it to defraud people. That is also the number 4. And then in between is what we call the unauthorized access and stealing, where they hack into systems and then take anything. Sometimes it could even be hacking into your phone and stealing pictures or stealing information. So the breakdown of the amount is more of cyber fraud. So a larger chunk of the 21 million that was recorded in 2021, part of it, a larger chunk of it is fraud. So meaning that we are losing a lot of money through fraud. And then the next one is the unauthorized access, which is hacking, which is the middle one there, which is the next bigger one. The question is that, is that all? I predict that whatever that we are recording currently is about just maximum 1% of cybercrime that is recorded. Because most of you are very prominent people, a lawyer, well-known, you are defrauded, or a lady, you go and watch, and then the lady screen records you, and they pay. They will not even report at all, because they want to, their reputation is on the line. The banks are not reporting. Even security agencies are not reporting. People also out of ego are not reporting. And then some of the issues are borders on insurance. Some people would insure themselves and therefore they are not reporting. So what is the way forward to cybercrime? The way forward to cybercrime is what usually we call cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is the way forward to cybercrime. But even then, it may not be a panacea because, as I said, the attack surfaces where the crimes can be committed from around us is big. And then even if we don't work on our own selves, we can be victims of cybercrime. So cybersecurity is the way, ensuring that we follow the things that we are making sure that our technologies are up to date. I'll just show you some little things here about the threats, the very simple things that are following us every day. The use of pen drives could be an easy way to access our phones. We have drives at home, we take it to the office. When I came here, maybe the option was to have brought a pen drive. If I want to hack these systems, I'll bring a pen drive, slot it in there, lock all your systems, and then I'm fine. Everything is okay. And we do it all the time. We think that, oh, who has a pen drive? We take it. Even in our offices. If I want to attack people here, I'll just drop some few pen drives around. Surely somebody will pick it up and go and put it in his computers. And so pen drives, social engineering, we are being tricked every day. We are being tricked every day. We receive emails saying that monies have been withdrawn in our accounts. Sometimes it is true. Sometimes it may not be true. And when it is not true, the bad news is that we are told what to do. Go onto this website, click A, click B, enter this, enter that. And as you enter it, you are losing your personal data. Particularly even with mobile money. They call you to tell you that somebody has sent you money and the money is credit. It's not money. So you may have to send it back so that it is converted back. And people fall for it. A lot of them. It happens all the time. Our softwares are not updated. Some of us, even to date, are still using Windows 7. But for those of you who are a little bit techy, Windows 7 is out of date. and it's of no use now, but we are still using it comfortably. And if you use all these, what is happening is that you are going to fall victim to cybercrime. So let me give you some few red flags so that at least it will help us. I wish I could go deeper, but let me see whether I can. Most often these emails that would come to us would carry just generic names. Dear valued customer, if you know me, why would you address me as such? It's a flag. And then usually they will tell you, if you don't do it, you are losing this amount. So they spell out dire consequences in case you don't comply with whatever that they say. And usually in forms of relationship where romance scams are involved, sometimes you see the person showing so much love from nowhere. We just met 1 week ago and you are falling so much. It's a sign that something is going wrong. And most often they are not well educated. Their English is not too good. A lot of grammatical errors in some of the things that they send. And most often they will tell you to pay money. So the first thing is, why would you pay money to somebody you don't know? That's the first question that you want to ask yourself. And most often they will purport to be one of your serious the organizations that are, let's say your bank or any organization that you are dealing with. And they attach so much urgency. They give prices. If you go online today, iPhone 13s that are being sold for 12,000, 13,000, they will be quoting 7,000. That is also a red flag. So let me just take you through some few, and then after that I'll pause for questions. I believe that is when it can help us delve deeper. So fraud using online selling platforms. One of the key issues is that you should be careful when making transactions online. Most often they will tell you that, okay, we are going through your bank account, we are using a particular app, enter a PIN. Most often when you are entering a PIN, it means you are the one going to pay. So if they tell you that we are going to send you money and all that, and you are supposed to enter a PIN, be careful. Anytime you are entering a PIN, the chances are that you are going to pay. Now they see people are also getting very knowledgeable in that area, and therefore they tell you there was this reversal that they deal with some merchants. They tell you that when you do transfers, we can reverse it for you. So they take you through the process and they tell you enter your own PIN. But of course, like I said, if you enter your own PIN, then it means you are losing money. So we should be very, very careful when we enter a PIN. For impersonating social media, similarly, people impersonate and then they try to take monies from you. So be careful when they request for money, particularly people that you don't know them. We have seen people lose millions of cedis all in the name of love, particularly our ladies. And these guys, they have time. They can have time for you. They can engage you for almost about a year before they strike. And sometimes we share so much information online. I always say that if I want to investigate somebody and the person is there with the husband or with the wife, I'm sure I'll get everything that I need. Because through the man, I can get to know the wife, I can get to know the children, because the ladies are more fond of posting. I will surely know that they attend this beautiful church. I will know their political affiliations. The food that they like best, I may even know. Because we post so much, where they work, where they school, so much information. We post too much. And then we may also want to verify the genuineness of whoever is claiming to be our friend or a relative. Now, job Online job fraud is another. Now there isn't jobs, and our youth are seeking jobs all over. And people are promising them through either protocols or they go online to look for opportunities. And most of these adverts are online. And they claim, okay, we have picked you, come for training, and you have to pay a certain amount of money because you are coming for training on the job. But if you are employing me, why do I have to pay? Those are simple things that we need to know. And do not pay money online, especially if you don't know them. If they want you to pay, can you know their physical location? There was one that I think when His Excellency Nanado became a president, you know, MPP were already, their foot soldiers were all over. And now you're buying Abaso. And then the next thing is that we want to employ Yebeyu NDC for a cocoa board, near the MPP for alcohol. One pretended to be Shelley Ayokoboche, and then the next thing is that from Chrome Hove Boys na Obian Chia 200 na Munko training war cocoa board. So they all carry their bags. They will be given accommodation for 2 weeks. About 40 people from their village, they came down to Cocoa Board, and they came very early. Around 5 a.m. they were there. The security was trainers. They gave them places to sit until the MD came and said, also, you find on my appointment letter. So we have never issued this appointment letter. So that is what is happening today. And they had paid 200 Ghana each, almost 50 of them. Now even SMS, we are receiving SMS on bets and how you can win, and so many things that are happening with SMS. We should be very careful what we click on SMS, particularly now we have bulk SMS where it can be, an SMS could be sent to you purporting to come from your bank. So fidelity, it will appear fidelity, it will appear same, not just similar, same. And it's because of these bulk SMS companies. So be careful with SMS. Don't just trust because you have seen the name. They can all be scams. So generally, keep your PIN, your passwords, and credit card or debit cards. Through your debit cards or credit card, to engage any transaction online without the card. So let's be careful. And then we should avoid saving our card details. Even when we shop, computers will ask you, do you want to save? And you say yes. The computer too is not for you. So the next time when you are gone with your card, the next person who is the owner would use that same card. Emails from unknowns. Emails can be a source of attack where malicious softwares could be brought onto our computers to monitor our computers and obtain every information from us. If possible, do not share copies of your checkbooks with people because they can easily be cloned. Now they clone checkbooks, and if they're able to sign, they are good to go. If the banks don't verify from you, or they don't check the security feature on the check, be sure that they will issue a check in your name and your monies will be gone. So I've talked about passwords. Antiviruses are very important, even on your phones. But usually we ignore all these. Let's check on them. I've talked about USB drives. Do not leave your devices unlocked. Sometimes As wives and husbands, we fight over these things, but it's not out of place to have your passwords on your phone. The most important thing is the trust issue that has brought us this far. But as Christians, we should be able to trust each other. So I've talked about passwords, and then unsafe browsers that you do not know them. Now people want to use different forms of browsers. So many browsers on the internet, people download and install them. Afghanistan military was attacked because they used a particular chat software, chat application. They decided that WhatsApp is too known, this one is known, let's go for a different one. They went online, got a chat application, and they started using it. Apparently, it was fraudulently acquired, and all their secrets that they were sharing was going to the wrong hands. And that is how they were attacked. So do not share your private information on social media. There was this media personality that she was a friend, and I was following her on Facebook. One day she was traveling to the US, to Dubai, and right from the airport, everything that she did, showing her passport, showing her visa, even online, she went with Emirates, and she had access to internet. The watch that she was giving on board, we saw it. So this gives me a lot of information that your house, there's no one there, and therefore we could use it to anybody who also wants to pretend to be you, knows that you are in Dubai, and therefore can send messages to your friends that I'm stranded in Dubai, kindly send me some money. So let's be aware of the kind of information that we share. Emails, like I said, are carriers of malicious softwares, and therefore we should be careful. We should not store our bank information on our browsers. I've mentioned that already. Our passwords must be strong. Strong passwords. Strong passwords means you don't not use your name, your date of birth. I always say that sometimes we say use capital letters, small letters, numbers, and all that, but sometimes it's difficult for us. So can we just create a passphrase? I always say I spend 10 Ghana cedis a day. It might look long, but it's a perfect password that I will not forget. I capital, spend 10 cedis. I use the dollar sign, and I use 10 every day. And then I add full stop at the back. Boom. It's a very nice password. Everything is there. If I have to change it in the next 3 months, I'll make it 11 cedis. By the end of the year, I will reach 12 cedis, or even 15 cedis. You can't forget it. Or maybe you can use your daughter's age. Araba is 15 years. So January, he will be 15.1. February, 15.2. You can't forget. You will be able to play around it. So do around things that you may be able to easily recall. So in conclusion, let me just conclude so that we can start the conversation. Cybercrime is real, and they are very, very dynamic, and it's easy. We have seen commissioners of police fall for it, lawyers, doctors, the very prominent people that we think should know better have fallen. So don't think that you are safe. The most important thing is try and play a little bit safe. When I get my card from the bank, I tell them, until I tell you I'm traveling outside the country, do not open this card to any outside country in this world until I tell you I'm traveling. So that at least I'll have some control within my jurisdiction. So when I'm traveling, I go and tell them I'll be traveling to Norway for 2 weeks. Open my card for Norway just for 2 weeks. Anything outside Norway, do not open them. So we have to just make some necessary precautions that would help us. It is quite broad, and how to follow is difficult, but the little things that we hear, we just have to make sure that we follow them so that we don't fall victims to it. I know your questions will help me balance the equation. So let me say thank you, and then if there are any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. I hope I have not exceeded 30 minutes.
Thank you very much, Doc. Thank you. Oh, yeah, more than same case here, Emma, Doc. Looking at the way the whole presentation went, I think it has really called for a lot of questions. So this is how we are going to do it. We'll be picking the questions. Send a bear cost smooth am I in ano. You better say, but we be all question. You better pick your first five. Till you call around 3-4 times, and you share how it's going, and then I'm sure say enter Uncle see 6-7 times. Then most questions have been answered. Sorry. Okay, Pacho, you better first 5. Your microphones need 2. Your microphones need 2. If I party, maybe 1, 2. Questions. Very, very important topic today. So if I pause share, see what you know. Pacho, any brief, am I very brief, so that Doc can answer.
I have a
You can please proceed.
I have an old computer or mobile phone. And so I send it and I say, my data on it should be flashed. I give it to my son or I give it to somebody else. Is the data still sitting somewhere on the computer or mobile phone?
Thank you. Second, Daddy.
Just to help us with the difference between the HTTP and the HTTPS.
The difference between HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, I just say A. Thank you. Please, any other question? We pick first five. Thank you, Daddy. I say yeah for 4 no, yeah man. Questions.
What do I do with my Windows 7 computer? What do I do with my Windows 7 computer?
Windows 7 computer. What do I do with it? So the 4th and then the 5th will be here. Patrick, let's call another round in tea.
Okay, speaking of passwords, you made mention about strong passwords. There are some websites that, even browsers like Google Chrome, sometimes if you are setting up a password, they'll suggest one for you, and so that you save it and you don't have to remember it. So every time, when you are going to that site, you just click on it and you enter. That one, is it dangerous or is also safe?
Thank you.
My question is pertaining to a Momo Fraud So somebody intercepts a Momo transaction when you go to withdraw, and this happened, I think, just this week. And the person was waiting for the code so that the person will enter his PIN after going to withdraw the amount of money from the Momo merchant. But unfortunately, he did not see the alert to input his PIN. So he went to the Momo to approve the transaction. And immediately he goes there, there's an approval, and he did not check, and he approved it, and somebody withdrew the money. But my question is, he calls the helpline, and he's talking with an agent to help him retrieve the money. And the person says they cannot do anything about it because the person has withdrawn the money. It's a system that porous that we cannot be able to get somebody who goes to withdraw money on a so-called online system.
Thank you very much. I think the questions will help us go in a very, I think the questions are very, very deep, and I know more will be coming. So one, let me start from yours. The issue is that when, you see, mobile money is like bank accounts. So far as money enters inside your bank account, nobody has control over it, not even the bank, until there is any reason for anybody to go in there. For example, like police is able to tell that investigations have led that something, the money that went in is not yours. So money that goes into somebody's account, nobody has control. So the worst that the mobile money companies can do is to block it, at least until investigations are conducted. So that is the challenge. And how would they be able to do it? If you tell your story, they are not investigated, so they would direct you to the police. We would then investigate, and we direct them accordingly what happened. Then from there, they can return the money back to you. So that is what happens. So if, unfortunately, I am of the view that we should have put in place some mechanism, particularly with security, before starting mobile money. But we were just too happy about the convenience that it was going to offer, and then we started it. So mobile money investigations is one of the most difficult, very, very difficult, because the police cannot do much. The data that we need to investigate sits with the telecommunication companies. And how do I know? If you come and tell me you sent money and somebody has taken it, how am I even able to confirm that it is true or it is false? Unless I go back to them. So it is very, very difficult, and that is what is bringing the challenge. But currently, we are trying to engage them so that when there is anything, we have a fraud team that we have direct access to them. We send them an email, they investigate, and then they get back to us, at least within a short time. If there is the need to go to court, then we go to court for orders to be able to do what is required, and then we do them. So it is the system, and that is why it is so. Now let's go to saving. You said you are saving your password on browsers. If you save your password on browsers, anybody who has access to your system will be able to apply that password to that same website and be able to do whatever that you have been doing there. So it is not appropriate to save your passwords on browsers, unless you are sure. For this system, I don't even allow my wife to use it. So then maybe, but then what if somebody is able to have access? Physical control is even another issue. Anybody can enter here and come and take this system away. And it is opened now. So anything can happen. So it's appropriate that for passwords, there are some apps now that keep passwords. The issue is that the apps may be good. Anytime you can make reference to it. But who created that app? And where are they? Where is it kept? In the cyberspace, if you are unable to authenticate issues, it becomes a problem. Even clouds. For those of you who are very familiar with clouds, there are so many clouds now that are cloud storage that are for free. 2 gig storage for free. Where are the data being kept? I don't know. and you too, you don't know. But you are happy, and we all keep it there because we need storage space. So the better is where you have control. If you don't have control, then put things that, should you lose it, will not bother you. That's what I would say. What are we to do with Windows 7? Get it off. It will not help you in any way. And then install a modern operating system like Windows 10, now Windows 11. But the bad news is that if your system is not, what is the word? If it's not compatible with it, then you are in trouble. So just find somebody who can help you. Otherwise, you will install Windows 10 and the whole system would not work well for you because the processor, the memory was not meant for Windows 7. So just get help. Data on phones or computers. One of the things that I tell my students, I teach digital forensics as well, and I tell them when data is stored here, the computer decides whether to overwrite it or not. So you don't have control. Me too, I don't have control. So depending on the size, currently this size here is about 1 terabyte. I've been using it for the last 2 years. The chances are that everything I've deleted is still on this system. So if you really are doing something very sensitive and you want to give out the computer, then look for somebody to help you wipe the data well before you can give it out. Most often for phones, if you can reset to factory settings, you are sure that at least about 70%, 80% of the data, just by resetting to factory settings, will be gone. So it is safer that way. HTTP versus HTTPS. The S means secured. So most often, when we are doing online transactions, we advise you look at where the padlock is on the URL. You see a padlock there. You see HTTPS. So that means that all the transactions there are secured. It passes through a tunnel. It goes through the internet, all right, but it passes through a tunnel that is secured. So anything going through here, that tunnel is secured and nobody can have access. Unlike HTTP, where the data could be intercepted anywhere. And that is why sometimes our emails could be intercepted and all that. Because everything that goes onto the internet could be intercepted by anybody who knows how to do it. I hope I've answered all the questions.
Thank you very much. We take additional 5 questions. First one from here.
Yes, sir. Recently, I was watching the CNN and about this Russia-Ukraine war. There was something that was said they were going to use cyber attack. What were they going to attack?
Thank you. Yes, for all this while, I've been hearing internet. But in recent times, yes, for all this while, I've been hearing internet. In recent times, I've been hearing another word, metaverse. Is the metaverse different from the internet? And how can we take advantage of it?
When you were talking about the Momo Fraud, you mentioned the investigation. I really want to know, how is that done? Because I come and make the complaints that Obia frauded me, and I make the complaints to you. How will you be able to find out that is the truth or not? Like, without divulging much secrets though, but like just a little bit of impressions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you let him come again with a question? I'm not too clear.
I just want to know the procedure to how you, the security analysts, find out if the Momo fraud is actually true or not.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to. Can I come in? I'm here. Yeah, I wanted to find out from you where we can make a complaint when we suspect. When
Say
we
again.
suspect, how do we, where do we complain, make a complaint when we suspect that somebody is trying to perpetrate fraud on us?
You mean where would you report the crimes to? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Because I have an instance where I suspected a certain lady who was calling me, and I thought that, suspected that she was a fraudulent person. And I called 19555.
18555.
Sorry, 18555.
Yeah.
But the lady who picked this said, oh, but these people, it's difficult to get it. And that was the end of it. And
Okay.
I was very shocked because I thought that they could, because I had the number of the person and I could give it to them for the tutorial.
Okay, I get it.
My question is about, recently we have been doing Ghana card registration and also registering our SINS card with it. And one of the reasons I heard was that it will help to trace some of these mobile money frauds. I want to know exactly how that would help. Since we have people using multi-SIMs, is it really very efficient in tracking those ones? And also, the data that we are gathering on the Ghana card, how safe is it? Can't anyone also hack into that system or database and store the information for something else?
Fantastic questions. I saw I'm 1 year small. Very, very difficult questions for me. The way metaverse and all are coming inside. Anyway, let me start from the Ghana card. The Ghana card is supposed to collect data on me and you so that at any point in time we have information on ourselves. I did my PhD in China, and let me tell you this story. For the first time, I was nearly taken to court and to be fined. I think for them, the penalty is you don't need even to go to court. Is it true or it is not true? That's all. Then you pay $1,000. We were informed when we were doing the orientation during my first year that you are not supposed to change location without informing the police. So, I mean, it's okay. In my final year, I had to change location because my supervisor was moving to another campus. In fact, it escaped me that we were informed at the beginning. So I moved to the other campus, and I had to go and renew my visa around that same time. When I got there, I had entered my new location address, and then they had my old location address on the system. So immediately they were able to tell that I had changed location. And they asked me, have you changed location? I said, oh, yeah, 3 months ago. Why haven't you informed us? Penalty, $1,000. Hey, aha. And for them, there is no, please, no. You either pay and go home and go and cry. It's okay. You don't cry there. Now, black man, as a pacho. Luckily, as I was begging, then their big man, seeing a black man begging, he came around and then he had to intervene for me. But the issue is that we take things for granted here. But otherwise, people do things and we are unable to tell where they are. It's the system. So the Ghana card is one of the things that should be able to take away all these things. So that at any point in time, we should be able to tell our location. There's something we call the critical information infrastructure. I showed a picture of critical information infrastructure at the beginning of my slides. And this one the critical information. So electricity is one. In Ghana, the Ghana card is another, which has been defined as a critical information infrastructure, and therefore special attention is given to it when it comes to security. Somebody, the Cyber Security Center is supposed to go there regularly to check whether all the security in place is good, so that we are sure that nobody can have access. Because if somebody should have illegal access, we are in trouble. So that is what the Ghana card is supposed to do. And previously, we had names like AMA1234 as somebody's name. When you want to see who is the owner of a certain number, it comes up as AMA1234. Sometimes you see AMA Kofi. It just doesn't make sense. It means that that data was not properly, you cannot rely on it. And there was the need for us to re-register. And that is why the re-registration, this time linking it to the Ghana card, which has your biometric data, so that we are sure that whatever that you are giving us is something that we can rely on. So that is the purpose. So let's all help to make sure that that data is well corrected. It will help all of us. Where to report? When it comes to crime, usually the emergency call centers are for emergency purposes alone. For emergency, it is for our men there to tell you that, oh, for such a crime, you may have to visit the nearest police station. But otherwise, it's for emergency purposes or to give an intelligence, just in case you have any information, you can give it out to them. But to report a case, we may have to document. We have police officers here, so maybe one day we have to document it and then make sure that everything that we are doing is recorded, so that next time we can make reference to a certain case number. And that is why you can't report certain crimes to the emergency center. So if you call them and they explain to you, sometimes maybe the way we also explain is the problem. That you cannot just call here, but you need to explain to the person why it is so. Because you may have to give us a statement. If you call us, how do we take the statement? These are all things that will be very difficult to do. So, sir, I hope I've answered your question, sir. And then, for Momo investigations, I think the question was, how do we investigate? The bad news for us is that if I have to go and ask, how come Mr. A is saying he's been defrauded? Is it true? I cannot just go to the telcos for them to give it to me, because if I go there and they give it to me, it means they are also divulging information that borders on privacy. So I have to go to the court and get a court order to serve it on the telco, for the telcos to give me that information before I can be able to either confirm or deny whatever reports that you have made. And that is also problematic. And that is why mobile money investigation is, I have never experienced any difficult investigations. When I always say it is one of the most difficult investigations for me. Any other thing I can do, but Momo investigations is cumbersome. It is with delays, it has to drag, all because of these processes. And the bad news is that if I come, I get his data, and I see that this man here, the money was forwarded to him. Now I have to go back again through that same process to go and find out about this man. So it is not a very comfortable thing. But now we are trying to, we say, don't give us the data. You investigate on your side, and what you see, serve it to us, so that based on that, we can also start doing something. If there is a need for us to obtain the real data, then we come to you with court orders for that data. So that is how we investigate it. We have always known the internet, and then we have known the World Wide Web, and now they are talking about metaverse. The metaverse is more of that virtual reality. It's now coming up. Facebook is trying to introduce it, where you have to, they want you to feel part. For those of you who have experienced virtual reality, where you put on something and you feel like you are part of a particular scenery. That is the where metaverse is coming in. So it is also Facebook trying to bring about this metaverse thing, but I don't even know how far they've gone with it, but then it is coming. Very soon we will get there. So for cyber attacks, we call something cyber war, cyber warfare, and it's one of the things that is coming up. And cyber warfare has been going on for some time. If America wants to target Ghana, they don't need to bring all their arsenals here. They only have to throw a virus or any malicious software to attack our electricity, and then that will be all. We are finished. It's a very simple process. You attack our electricity, nobody is able to buy electricity online anymore because the whole online process is attacked. Or let's say Ghana Water. Ghana Water is automating its process. They put chlorine into the Ghana water, into the water, so that it will purify it. So all you have to do is, if that process is automated, you attack that automated processes. Instead of putting, let's say, let me give an example, like 1 spoon to purify it, I put 1 gallon, poisoning the whole system. And through cyber attacks, the whole of Accra could be poisoned. And it is one way of fighting. So your critical infrastructure is what we attack. So for example, if Ghana card is something that we revere so much, US can decide to attack it, and then it is part of the war. So Ukraine could be attacked from any angle. Ukraine can also attack Russia if they have the capacity. So it's about who has the capacity to attack. That is where we are getting to.
Thank you. We take another set of questions. So we take the first one from here.
Thank you, Doc. You've explained how the cybercrime and all that goes into it. But I'll be happy if you could also give us an insight on some of the laws that governs cybersecurity in the country, as well as the sanctions that one can be given if you fall foul for it. Also, with the enactment of the Cybersecurity Act, Act 1038, does the authorities' role play a similar role as that of your unit? And can the police initiate investigations into cyber crimes without complainant? So these are the questions I would like to know. Thank you.
Okay, let me quickly answer yours and then we move to the next one. So one, the cyber laws, we have the Electronic Transaction Act, we have the Cyber Security Act. And in the Electronic Transaction Act, it says every law that is in Ghana that is talking about the physical space. The physical space is this world that we live in. If that same thing happens within the cyberspace, remember that there are two spaces. The internet, where we cannot even appreciate where they are, but yet we do them. That is another space. And then the physical space. So anything that happens in the cyberspace, any law that exists within the physical space, we can apply it to the cyberspace. So any law in Ghana can be applied to cybercrime. And that is to answer. And the role of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity authority is supposed to have a governance structure. So ours is cybercrime. We investigate. The cybersecurity authority technically must not investigate. I always situate it, I hope I'm not going to be taken on politically here, but I always situate it in the national security structure. Why would national security be doing investigations? For what? I disagree. Because the purpose is for you to look at all the law enforcement agencies, gather intelligence, and then let the appropriate, but otherwise, that is what the cybersecurity authority is supposed to create, the enabling environment for cybercrime to be able to flourish. So we investigate, they are more or less like the governing authority. They, what is the word? Say again. The regulators, thank you. What's a bravo? Clap for the man. The regulators. They are the regulators. They are the regulators. And we are supposed to be the practitioners. And so they are different things. So that is their job. And we investigate. So they have to put in the enabling environment for us, for you people to be safe. And then when there is any breach, we also come in to investigate. So technically, that's why I situate it. They are supposed to be regulators. But the national security issue, forget about it. I didn't say anything. But that is, I think that's all. Is that all your questions? Without a complainant. Yes, the police can investigate at any time. One of our big goals is to make sure that we protect life and property. So anything, we don't need complainant. We don't need complainant. We can come in at any time. And that is why if we see something that is not wrong online, we will come and arrest you. We don't need anybody to complain to us. We can come and arrest at any point in time.
Good evening. Okay, I'd like to find out this. Is there or can there be a system that can detect those messages coming from fraudsters before getting to, the victim? Because I believe that if a robust system is built, they should be able to detect these messages before, it gets to the victim, because it's not coming.
Unfortunately, I'm unable to get what you are saying. I don't know. Is it the microphone there? Say it again. Start all over again, please.
I'm saying that. Yes. Can there be a system that can detect those messages coming from, fraudsters before, before it gets
to help us to be proactive?
Yes, because I believe that if the telecos, they've built a robust system, they should be able to detect these messages not coming from them, before.
There are some of the things that we can, but not everything. For example, now the telcos have blocked anything that uses mobile money. So the text messages that are coming to you with that title, mobile money, is blocked. So that is why today you see mobile money and then the O is something else. But if you use the word mobile money, so now they are unable to use it. But for example, if I have to monitor your activities, you will tell me, Ghanaians, we are very, very enlightened. We will tell us that we are invading on your privacy. But ideally, if we can have a system like that, then before they even do it, we are able to intercept it and arrest whoever they are. But in the US, it's done, but I wonder whether in Ghana it's possible. Because currently, everything we go to the courts before we can do it.
Akpo.
Yes, sir.
I want to find out whether you have cyber crime units at all the regional police headquarters.
No, sir.
And again, the investigators are finding problems investigating cyber crime.
Yes, sir.
Cases.
Yeah.
You remember one day I directed an investigator to you.
Yes, sir.
And she was not able to be helped. Because the telcos are not working with you. And you told her that you can't help. And so she left your office disappointed.
Did I tell her I can't help?
He said, the case cannot, there is nothing the cyber crime unit can do.
Okay, I've forgotten the case, but maybe I will see you after here.
Okay.
And then but unfortunately, we are not everywhere. And cybercrime, like I explained to you now, requires that we understand the cyberspace. So you need to understand the structure of the internet. You need to understand how these connectivities are done before you can gather evidence there. So it takes some amount of training, some knowledge, and we need to build capacity. So Unfortunately, it looks like now armed robbers are worrying us more, so that is our priority. But I know with time we will get there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Doc, thank you very much. The presentation is very elaborate, and I'm grateful for coming to this program. I want to find out, couldn't we be left on our space? For instance, if we say Ghana card, Ghana would want everybody to register. And it is so much information you are giving out. You don't know how it's going to be protected one way or the other. I know there's a data protection unit somewhere. As that they are functioning according to what they are supposed to do, I don't know. Today you hear or you see people throwing messages at your SMS every now and then. Nobody protects the information you are giving out and the one receiving. Couldn't we be left on our space? Don't force us to put information out. I mean, I'm talking to somebody who I know deals with government and talent. Don't force information on us, as in give us this information, go and do this, go and register this, and we are all there putting information in the space over there. We don't know how that information is being protected. How do we guard against our information? Otherwise, leave us and let us be in our corner, small corner done. Today it's Ghana card, tomorrow is another thing. We are releasing so much of information outside there. That's my worry. Thank you very much.
The question is that if, for example, we are happy, we are making references to the Western world, are they magicians? No. They are working with data. I gave you an example of China. To move from one place to the other, I need to inform police. It helps check me when I commit any crime. And that is the way the system should be. We have not had any situation where the Ghana card has been either there's any breach on that data. We've not seen it, we've not heard it. So at least data is what the security agencies can work with. If we don't have data, we don't know the people that we are policing, then we have failed. And that is why we don't know your home. You have to take us through so many things before we come to your house. So let us have that information. The most important thing is that it must be kept well. Most of the information that we put out there, it is me and you that put it out there. I don't know your wife, but your wife's picture is there. It's an example, not you. Your wife's picture is out there. Your kids are out there. They are wearing their school uniform. I know the school they attend. I know they attend this Presby church.
Victory Presby.
Because they took a picture there, and Victory is boldly written in front of it. These are all things that we put out there. So most of the information we put out there. And the criminals also gather intelligence on some of us. And then that is how come we fall to it. And some is out of ignorance. So for example, if you go to a cyber cafe to go and transact business with your card, most of these cyber cafes, they keep strokes of the things that you do just for their own security. And you see, the cyberspace is also not well governed because it's a new area sort of for us. So we are now trying to, through the Cybersecurity Authority, they are now trying to put measures in place to make sure that it is well governed and certain activities will be a thing of the past. So things like going to do transaction in a cyber cafe, we don't recommend it. And then don't be too gullible. Don't believe anything that you hear. One guy was attacked, and then through email, they sent him an email from a friend, purported to have come from a friend. What is the issue? He says Ghana Gas is looking for some oil cement, and therefore the price, he's supposed to get double profit for what he was supposed to buy. And the money was almost 100 Ghana cedis or 200 Ghana cedis per oil cement, and you get double, which is good. So the man jumped into it. So be careful and eventually it happened to be a scam, and he lost the money. He bought almost 100 because he was supposed to buy like like plenty, and then he get plenty profit, and that is how he fell for it. So greediness small is also can be a part. Don't be too interested in things that looks too good to be true. Let us be vigilant and then protect ourselves. And particularly, I know we are going particularly our children. I beg you, let's have interest in them. The internet can take them to a good place. It can also take them to a bad place. As we offer them phones, let us monitor them. If you can use parental control systems, at least control their activities. They can get most of the cases that we receive there. Children do not come to report, but we do digital forensics by extracting, and we see most of the victims are children. Yet they don't report. Why? Because if they report, then he will become a victim to some of these crimes, and it can create problems. So let us monitor our children and make sure that they are the next vulnerable group. We should protect them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doc. I think I could see a lot of hands up, but we are pleading. Ladies these days are making money on the net, but none of our ladies here ask a question. So we will give chance to one lady to ask a question for us. One lady, one. Thank you, madam.
Please, I want to know what are the protective measures put in place concerning cyber crimes?
Protective measures put in place concerning cybercrime.
The best protective measure to cybercrime is cybersecurity. What is cybersecurity? Anything that you can do to stop cybercrime could be termed as cybersecurity. If you put cameras here to make sure that nobody can take these our computers, it's part of cybersecurity. If we have laws that can punish, yes, one guy asked of the sanctions. Yes, for example, there is unlawful access. If you go into your husband's phone or your wife's phone, it's unlawful access. You are laughing. And you can go to jail for 5 years. We don't know whether it's your husband or your wife. Unlawful access is unlawful access. So let us try and then make sure that we don't do things that would and particularly nude pictures. It's one of the things that bothers me a lot. Our ladies are still taking it. We have very beautiful things we want to watch, but show it to the right people. And if it goes, even if it is your husband, I would not recommend that you do it. Even if it's your husband, because should it move from your phone to your husband's phone, your husband himself is vulnerable. Because as my phone is here, if my wife's picture is here, anybody can steal this phone. Anybody can hack this phone.
Amen. Pachobesi etiase abompaye. Erede Yankopon yeda wase se waye na dom amia behia mu anwumre. Papa kakra ode adom ye no emumu bi ne yeyi ede aba abebo wafare. Esro sehira so na te ho afaye adwuma wo wasafo fie. Na koso hira yen so abrene abre nyina na yetumi ayi bi aboa wo Yesu din mu adom nti amen. best announcement. You be CFE men's fellowship. Pacho secretary wa ha. It's announcement be wa ha. Pacho yenye brief MIA and then a summary of all announcements.
Munsro, announcement now and is now what you hear a year. Yeah, brother, Edua Santi, no Kafua, when you're in baby call, you know, Mama Momo Diana, Yametanichi. Amen.
Thank you. Yeah, brief. Hello.
My name is Fiebie. Yafo. Yedenya Appreciation for participation in Evangelism Month. To God be the glory. We had a very successful Evangelism Month in the month of February. And on behalf of the executives, we send our appreciation to all members for their participation in the evangelism activities. We are kindly reminded of our monthly dues and our ongoing levies. YAF Family Month. Ebusia, we have an engaging and exciting program and activities during the YAF Family Month in March. In view of that, we will be visiting Papa Dote and Papa Cranting Green. And we'll be starting with Papa Dote this coming Sunday at Emmanuel Congregation during the second service. And our dress code is YAF cloth. We also have exciting PCG family affair with our brethren from the Hope Congregation, Sakumono. Kindly look out for the various activities on the various YAF social media pages. Child christening. Ebusia, Mr. and Mrs. Edriamwa will be having the christening of their son this weekend, Saturday, 5th March 2022. Time is 9 a.m. and the venue is KD 67 Salem Estate, Malejo, Adenta Dodua Road. As mentioned by the Men's Fellowship Secretary, there is a funeral this Saturday at 8 a.m. and we are kindly invited to participate. Thank you very much. Amen.
Ebuja from Pacho Radia sum jenka yenyina. Pacho senia yenim no nyame aduma Wednesday ye share Lent ase na yen devotional guide no I ready. Ebi we three for just 8 Ghana cedis. 8 Ghana cedis nti ye best share no bia atobi. And Wednesday so enyumre 7 ye be Ash Wednesday service no. Ti ye best share so bibia de be ka ne calendar ho na yenyina ye share ha na ya ba Ash Wednesday service no na share Lent that's 7 p.m. but your Ash Wednesday service no air 7 p.m. and on Monday so exactly 6 a.m. yeah clean up that is 7th March 6 a.m. on Monday we are all tidying up Adenta Snet Flat and the best training out in our numbers just to tidy up our environment. Thank you.
Pacho yejina ma emebuno a ewa safunum Young People's Guild. Nyame aduma Sunday a ebe ye share ye youth and student week ase. Na ye theme for the year the youth in the light of Christ. Na botaye titu a youth no EDC omeniso this year ne say ya titi bebre say youth because ye wa ideas na sorry ne mwayen ye wie school ne nye adwuma nye. Santi this year YPG EDC ye ni so say botaye a ye de esi ne so teach you ne say ye boa emebunu at least 15 forming 3 groups each. Say ye free bibi idea fair on the Tuesday 8th of March. Na sa nipa 15 and 3 groups say omo ideas and omo businesses we need Tuesday program na ebe na ye be boa omo asasafo as mpenyimfo asiaf as YPG ama omo ideas no enyini abeye krabehwe ama ye na abo asafo no. From Sunday, the 6th of March to the 13th of March, that is the following Sunday. But your youth and student week, no, you be lunch or half a fair, you hope you say Ubia Babetayichi na yɛkra bɛhwɛ. Amen.
Amen. Yɛda YPG YAF ɛna Men's Fellowship for nyinaa ase. Yɛsɛ Wednesday ɛyɛ Ash Wednesday nti yɛsɛ sɛ yɛnhyɛ ne nso ɛho hia paa. Yɛba de sɛ asɔre. Yɛba de sɛ asɔre nti yɛbɛsrɛ akuakuo no nyinaa 50 men's, women's, kosi even children's service. Patro nyinaa yɛmmra na yɛmɛdi dwumadie no na ɛnyɛ fɛ. Amen. Nyame adom ɛnɛ dwumadie no ɛkɔɔ so no yɛ papa nom ɛta yɛkyi yɛasɔfoɔ a ɛwɔ yɛasafo yi mu a moda ano ɛyɛ Reverend Soa Ablo ɛwɔ ha yɛ papa panyin. Papa patro weviɛ kakra. Papa ɛwɔ ha. Reverend Kote ɛnso ɛwɔ ha. Reverend Kote wɔ ha. Ɛna yɛ papa ɔkyere. Papa ɔkyere. Mihuni ntɛm paa. Ɛnso wasɔre kakra. Ebusuafo ahobrɛaseɛ mpatwɔ yɛbɛsɔre na yɛ papa Reverend Soa Ablo abɔ mpaeɛ ɛde yɛn ahyɛ Nyame nsa. Ahobrɛaseɛ mu a patwɔ yɛn nyinaa bɛsɔre na yɛ papa abɔ mpaeɛ ama yɛn.
Let us pray. Our Lord and our God, we have been with you throughout this evening. And we know you've blessed us because no one comes into your presence and goes back the same. We are about to depart, but not from your presence. May your presence be strong with us. And when tomorrow comes, we will not cease to give you your praises. The peace of God be with us all. Amen.
Yada papa ase. Yene nyame enko. Amen. Wednesday, Ash Wednesday. Youth and Students Week in so eba so den. Keshe ni nyina so. Yaf visitation. So eba so. Kebese se yemfe ho nhye program ni nyina mu. Na entumi muaye. Ash Wednesday, yeba sorry. Kwa for be Ruby Bibia Bekoso. Kama. Amen.